But I think the thing that holds people back and has held me back for so long is just like fear.
Yeah.
It's just fear.
Yeah.
Like, what would my life look like if I was different from everyone?
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes. Yeah. I think that's a hard path. It's hard to walk a path alone. It's hard to be at a Tongan wedding and sitting at the table and pull food out of your bag because there's nothing there for you to eat. Yeah. And I've been that person. Yeah. Like I've been there, you know, like I knew going into it, like there's gonna be nothing for me to eat. And it's hard. It's hard to like go through those things and like face those things. But I think something for me has just been like I feed my mindset every day by listening to podcasts, personal development. Like I am feeding my mind constantly to help strengthen me internally.
Empower yourself.
So that I can do it. Okay. Yeah. Because I honestly think that everybody has the power within them to change. Like everybody has it. Like you could be the lone person making that choice. You could be the leader that inspires other people to make that change. Everybody has that in them. But it's about getting in touch with that. And that's going to be different for everybody. Yeah. You know, like sometimes I'll listen to a podcast and I'm like, this just isn't vibing with me. So I change it and I'll listen to something else, you know, like sometimes like I can recommend a book to you and you read it and you're like, I don't feel connected to it. Yeah. Like that's fine because our minds are all different. So I think it's really just making that conscious effort of working on it and not talking ourselves out of it and just like allowing ourselves to move forward. And it's scary. Yeah. It's totally scary, but the only way that you overcome those fears is by doing it. It's not by not doing it. Yeah. It's not by avoiding it. Like you'll just continue to be afraid and you'll never overcome that. So you have to be willing to get uncomfortable and just put in the work. Yeah. And that's going to look different for everybody because we're all different humans. Yeah. But I think for me, well, this is like a human trait. We want to feel acceptance in whatever circle we're in. Yeah. We want to feel like we're like everybody else. We want to feel like we're part of the group. And we want to feel like you feel that in your family. Yeah. Like no one wants to be the black sheep, even though they are. Like nobody wants to feel that way. Everyone wants to feel like they're part of their church congregation. Everybody wants to feel like they're part of their like this friend circle at school. Like everybody wants to feel involved and included and accepted, but like we have to like overcome that fear of like being different is gonna make you an alien to those things. It might make you a little different from them, but you can find other ways to connect with people in those areas. I had to learn that with food. Like we just go to family events and we have to find other ways to connect with people outside of what we eat. Yeah. And you have to like find other ways to build connections and carry on traditions and things like that are outside of we're roasting a pig, you know. Like even my husband and I, we had like our wedding, so I became vegan 3 weeks before I met him. Yeah. And so he's only known me as a vegan. Yeah. And when we got married, we were like, okay, we're gonna raise our family vegan. We're gonna have a vegan wedding, and like you have family members who are like, we want to roast a pig for you, and you're like, oh no, please don't kill an animal for us, please don't do that. And so we just assigned them to bring fruit and assigned them to bring other things so that they could like still feel that connection and still feel like they're contributing. And I think that goes back to what we originally talked about, like when you know the why behind something, like why do you have this cultural practice? It's not about the pig. It's about showing up with something and showing that you love this person. Okay, so let's take the pig out of the picture. How can you show up for us and show us how you love us? Bring us fruit. Like we're vegan, you know, like bring us something else. Yeah. And I think when we start asking those questions, we start reframing that and like get to that root of like, why are we doing this? Why is this important? Then we can build a greater connection. It won't be as scary to be the different person because you can communicate and teach people like, this is why I do this. Yeah. And yeah, some people still don't understand.
Yeah.